Hi class, let's take a look at example 5. Now example 5 seems very messy, and this is because of the formula that they're asking us to use. So in this specific situation, we're going to be looking at the compound interest formula, which pretty much serves as follows. You're putting a principal into the account, and then it's gaining or somebody's paying interest on a regular basis. And then the principal gets added the interest, and then they keep adding and adding. So before we jump into evaluating, let me actually put the formula. And in this case, it's going to be A. This is equal to P times 1 plus the values of R to the T. Now, for this specific scenario, they're asking, they want us to find out how much to deposit in order to have a balance of $40,000 at the end of 20 years. So technically, the values of T is equal to 20, and it'll represent years. The interest, it's going to be 4% or 0.04. And then the values of A, it's going to be $40,000. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. So what they want you to find is the principal. They want us to find out how much money to deposit so that given these conditions of the 4% over 20 years and assuming that they're getting a compound interest, it's going to grow to $40,000. So in this case, this is going to be 40,000. This is equal to the principal times 1 plus the interest. I'm just going to rewrite it as 0.04, and this will be raised to the 20th. Since we're talking about 20 years, which is the actual amount of the account. And this one aspect of the problem that they're asking us to do is to punch it into the calculator. The evaluation is actually messy. And in this case, I'm just going to be dividing by 1 plus 0.04 raised to the 20th divided by 1 plus 0.04 raised to the 20th. And let me just rewrite it in terms of P. So P is going to be equal to 40,000 over 1.04 to the 20th. Now, this is what we're going to punch it into the calculator. And let me actually just run it here. I do need you to type it in to make sure that you're matching. So this will be 40,000 divided by, and we're going to need 1.04 raised to the 20th. And I'm getting 18. So this is going to be approximately, it was 255. And then 0.47. I'll leave it as 0.47 or approximately 18,255. And I do want to mention that some of the problems, they want you to round up. In this case, I'm going to keep it at 55. But some of the problems, the instructions say to round up. So in that situation, it would be 18,256. You'll see it in the instructions. But in this case, I'm just going to leave it in that format. So for this problem, and let me just rewrite it in a sentence. So the total principal should be approximately P, and this is just going to be an approximation of $18,255. That's how much needs to be placed and left for 20 years at a compound interest of 4%. That's actually it for this one. Let's move on to the next problem. And on problem 6, we have a very similar problem. Let me just pinpoint the formula. So the formula that they want us to use it's A is equal to P plus PRT. And then in this one, it's the same question, but the formula is given as a simple interest. So basically just one installment as opposed to multiple installments. And in this case, the values of A is equal to the 20,000. The interest is also 4%, which is equal to 0.04. And then the T is going to be 15 years. Okay, now just because of this problem, it would be easier since we're going to be punching it into the calculator to rewrite it so we can extract the P. So I'm going to factor the P. It's just so that it's easier. So in this case, A is equal to P, and then this will be 1 plus RT. And then at this point, we're going to plug in basically these three values. And let me just rewrite it as find P. So we're plugging in this case, the 20,000. This is equal to the principal, 1 plus 0.04 times 15. Okay, so let me divide by that value. So we're dividing by 1 plus 0.04 times 15 and 1 plus 0.04 times 15. So let me also flip it so that it's easier to evaluate. So the principal here, it's going to be 20,000 over 1 plus 0.04 times 15. And at this point we can evaluate. So we're looking at 20,000 divided by parentheses 1 plus 0.04 times the values of 15 and close the parentheses. So we're getting at 12,500. So this is equal to 12,500. No decimals, so this one is on the dot. So let me just rewrite it as P is equal to 12,500. And then let me just rewrite it in a sentence. In this situation, the principal must be P is equal to the 12,500. So very similar approach on these last two problems. The only part that changes is the formula. The basic idea is that they know how much they want to obtain, in this case $20,000, but the account is only receiving simple interest, which is followed by this formula. And then they're trying to see how much will they have to put in so that it grows to $20,000 over a period of 15 years. So there's a little bit of time there, but that is it for this one.